started on a set of 6. And, clicker, can you throw me your clicker? Here. Fine, throw me a clicker.
Sorry.
That's fine. So where you are now with it is that, again, your dog should be able to offer an entry from any clock position. If my dog does what he just did, which was enter incorrectly, I just ignore it. I pay no attention to it. But again, I show my dog what he's working for, and he's expected to offer the first pull. Now this dog is actually trained to weave, so I don't want to make him crazy. But come here. So where you should be at is enter the pole, click feed, take the pole, click feed, take the pole, click feed. Okay, that's where you're at right now. When the dog understands putting the poles together like he does, he'll start to do the next pole before he takes the cookie. And then you know that your dog has got it, okay? If you're still there, you're gonna be right here with the dog as they, Peppers, come here. Thank you. Now, come here. As they start to weave, you're gonna be right with them, and then you're gonna mark and feed that. And then you're gonna turn back around and let him mark and feed that. But you're gonna be doing every pole. Does that make sense? Until you have the speed. I can't stop it because he's turned into just a weaving maniac. Come here. Thank you. The next step to this is to get this group of obstacles independent, and that's where we do it on a set of 6, and we're going to do it from a stationary position. And so I'm going to be here with him, and again, anything that he offers me that I don't want, I just ignore until he starts to figure out the exercise. So in this case, I'm going to start him on this hand. And when he enters correctly, come here, buddy. You can stop. When he enters correctly, then I'm going to mark his poles and then toss his cookie, okay? When he comes back here and enters correctly, I'm going to mark that and then toss his cookie. So the exercise is going to turn into him weaving to a thrown cookie and back and forth. But you start it from this position really tight here, and you can direct the entry and feed, and then you're just changing your position to cue the pole entry here. But what it's doing is it's getting the dog off the handler, but the handler's close. Thank you, Peppers. Good. That was very good. Lie down. So he likes to weave, he understands weaving, he knows his entries. And so when I started to break the game down again, he's like, wait a minute, why are you doing that? Because he knows how to weave. So then he was trying to pre-shape and offer me other behaviors. But he understands the weaving. In order to get weave poles independent, 12 weave poles independent, I start with 6. And again, by placing my body here, I can control this 6 o'clock position to weaving, and then I can control this 6 o'clock position to weaving. Does that make sense? Off your clock positions. Then you can start to get back from it, and you can start to have the dog weave back and forth. And again, when they get it correct, I throw the cookie. If they don't get it correct, I help them like I would. Let me try it. Chris, where's she with weaving? Whoever's mine.
Here, right up.
Fine.
I mean, Corey might be able to for you.
Good, then you get this. You get Mr. Peppers. There you go.
She's like, what is this? It's Mr. Peppers.
It's okay, Chip. Perfect. Yummy. So by putting her on this hand and not feeding her, that's going to initiate offering the behavior. And I'm going to stay right here. Yes. And then toss and feed. She should self-correct. Good. Yes. Good girl. And I'm going to try to keep this position here. And again, if she makes the wrong choice, I'm going to try. I put her back on this hand and these are long, and help direct her. Come here, baby. Yes, good girl. Part of this is transitioning, clicking, not, oh my God, I'm going to break my neck. I'm going to break my neck. Yes, good like to go faster, please. And again, if she offers me the wrong thing, I just ignore it. Yes. I still have to support her a little bit.
She's actually just now starting to do this really fast, and that's why she's skipping the pole.
Yes, because it's not in her
She used
body.
to be doing real slow and
Yes.
she did every one, so she's getting all
Block is the
excited.
same place. But again, if she misses the orientation on the pole, I just mark it and feed it anyway.
That's neat to see. That
Yes. Because she's so long.
right.
Yes, good girl. She just hasn't figured it out yet. Yes, good girl. That was very good. Yes. They really like it when you throw it. Oh, you're so close. Lori. Yes. She doesn't like if I click and not feed her. She doesn't understand that yet. Yeah. She's like, you clicked, where's the snack? Get ahead of yourself. Come here. Yeah! What's a prize? And again, when they toss it and they get it, it's a focal point, and then your position on your body helps them to reorient to the entry, okay? You're all gonna be at different places with this. And again, you see her trying to figure it out. It's exactly what Nalka does. Dogs that are trained to weave
She just did
awkwardly.
perfectly.
Yes, of course she did. That was very good. Here, you take her and I'll take this new peppers. Whose click? Was that your clicker? Dogs that are trained to weave operantly, meaning that they offer it and get fed for it, I find are your best weavers. And the fact that they weave understanding their body. She's a long dog who's still growing.
And she keeps right. And that's the fastest she's been doing it slow, but as soon as she was going fast.
Well, that's the same thing with block. But what this teaches them to do is to weave off their head. And like swimming, when you are swimming, your head position and your shoulder position is very important. It's the same thing with the dog. When the dog takes its head and puts its head in, and then it moves its body and its shoulders, and then the rest of the body is going to follow. So the head position is going to look and center the body so that it can weave. The head knows what it's doing, the body's going to do what it's doing. Come here, down. So again, there's different degrees that your dog's going to take to learn. Trust me on the fact that if you stay with it positively and feed it, they will get faster. And I know this from even people that said, my dog will never learn to weave, and it may be 2 years from now, but the dog has learned to weave, and they're wonderful weavers, and they get it, and they understand how to use their body. My puppy's the same way. He's a year old, he has all these legs and body, and he doesn't know how to do it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like one of the longest weaving dogs that's taken me. Because he's so physically immature. This dog, he taught weaving very quickly, because he likes it, he got it, and he did it quick. So it's, the dog learns to the degree that they physically understand the exercise, which is why I like teaching this as dogs are growing. It does not mean that you do so much weaving and weave pulls that you're hurting their spine and putting pressure on their bodies. No, but they're learning how to navigate their body as they're getting bigger. So it's very, very important, especially on a large breed, okay? So let's